No rush. Went to go drop the stream announcement in another server and may have accidentally joined one of their voice channels.
Whoops.
No one was there, so she's like, "Bye." No one saw that.
Alright, I'm here.
Wunderbar. We are waiting on Helmet to return from a B. Until then, we can go ahead with our roll call. We'll work our way from the bottom to the top. And we're going to refer to this, it's the way I have my source layout, so don't feel bad. Just Union.
I'm Union.
Bella.
I'm pretty sure I'm dying right now.
Nami.
Hey.
Ideal.
I'm also dying.
Joe.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna die.
God damn.
Just sitting back.
I just wanted to be included.
Yeah, I was saying, yeah, Joe
isn't helping them.
Yeah, Joe just saw a trend and he's sticking with it. Alright, so are you there?
Yeah, just a
Okay. Good timing. So, welcome everyone to our adventures here in Ilhern, where we last left off on this sort of pseudo kind of downtime-ish time frame. After your adventures abroad, you've arrived back at Innsland, each of you flitting about to your own personal errands, winding up to some degrees finding a means of training and progressing yourselves as powerful members of society that you are being honed to be one way or the other. A bit of excitement occurred after the brief meeting between Union and the member, a former member wearing a bloodied skull insignia upon his clasp. Between that, the procurement of a new ally? Question mark.
Enigma is the best kitty.
Seeing an exotic beast in for sale at one of the auctions, Union decided that it was well worth his investiture to procure it, and then had to figure out very hastily how to stable it. After introductions between the displaced beast, now named Enigma, it was found that another individual, Nami, had been following members of the party, namely Union, after attempting to rob them. It was mostly successful.
I only failed once.
You only failed when it mattered.
That's very true.
But now carried against her will in the obscenely strong arms of this strange armored individual, who has seen through that the conversation's not over, but Union has a meeting to get to, and apparently the entirety of the Rebels of the Vanquish have decided that they will join in this wonderful venture.
You're welcome.
Taking a brief shortcut through one of the alleyways that Union you had done before several times to get to where your current residence is, as well as back to the guild hall. The party was then fired upon by several individuals awaiting you, scattered about balconies and rooftops, where you see your group marker there. The map is not to scale. Never is. Never assume it is. But alleyway, balconies. Several of you. Those I think only was it only Bella that got poisoned? She's the only one that was nice enough to mark herself from my memory.
No, I got poisoned.
Heal.
Cough,
Yeah.
cough. Mark yourself. Cough, cough.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, but we pick up straight into the initiatives.
Did we fix my character sheet?
There is, I think I gave you a character sheet, and I plugged a fair bit. I never actually gave you control of it. That would help, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But no, there is this one
Excuse
here.
me, the cat is trying to destroy something.
You get exactly 30 seconds. Alright, move that into your folder. There we go. So you have a character sheet. Like I said, I plugged some stuff in.
So it's gonna be a pray and hope that it works.
It should.
May I test it?
Of course.
Oh my god! It worked!
Yay.
Yeah, I kind of know what I'm doing. Jera.
Active.
Yeah,
I made the sheet and filled it in. What do you want?
not to break
It's a
everything.
work.
Exactly.
I was say, yeah. But anyhow, we pick up at the top of the initiative. You've all just been fired upon, and you can see from where your vantage point is, there is a set of balconies on the two buildings north of you, of which the eastern building has two individuals, one in the middle of reloading, one using this time and actually layering over them and firing down. This is directed at Joe. Apparently, caps lock is on. The bolt zips past your head, Joe, scattering and splintering behind you. You even hear what sounds a soft shatter of some kind of glass. But in the heat of the moment, you don't have time right this second to know what it is. So you have the three individuals there, one on the western balcony, two on the eastern balcony, and then the smaller building there on the east, just above the party, are two other individuals that are leaning over the actual roof. This is like a one and a half story building. They appear ready to fire again. Union, you are up.
Okay. Is there any sort of cover in the alley?
There's a scattering of debris and refuse. The litterings of the various businesses that you're currently slipping between. Nothing of major substance. There's a couple crates and barrels, if stacked together, might help. From one direction, but from above, maybe not so much. At a quick glance.
So a decidedly disadvantageous tactical position for the party.
And man, it's almost like it was an ambush.
Yeah. All right.
I'm
Union-
grappled, aren't I?
You are currently grappled by Zealous.
Union is going to let out a grunt of pain from the bolt that hit him. Can I? I'm just sort of thinking, what about the mechanics? Can I pull? Because I have a heavy crossbow. Can I pull it out and fire? Or do I need to spend action to like load it?
You'd be able to pull and fire.
Okay.
You wouldn't
Okay.
be, you wouldn't be able to also reload it without the feat.
Right. Right. All right. going to pull out the crossbow and at the same time sort of Gears of War like slam his back against the wall and move toward the barrels to try and get some cover as he yells, "Ambush!" and aim up at. So we've got two there, two
See if I can.
there, and two there.
See if I can't get a decent little token. That was again the lack of prep on my part. No, I have some.
You can just draw little circles.
I turn and shoot
I've got
Taylor's
fancy
with-
little tokens. I just gotta pick one.
That's the issue with being on Roll20 too long. You get a lot of tokens, and you can never find the ones that you really want.
I mean, I could always just use this.
Memories.
I had one that literally was just marked enemy. But what did you roll? Oh, you haven't rolled yet.
No, I'm trying to figure out the enemy. There are two there, and then like two up
Two,
there.
two, one.
So like one there, and then two on the northernmost.
There's one here. Everywhere else has two.
Okay. Union's gonna aim and let loose a bolt at that one. The building that has one.
Okay. After the singular enemy, noted.
Yes. Okay. This is the hit. $18.
18 does hit.
Okay. Come on, big money damage. Wait,
That's the wrong one.
that's not right. I don't do that much with my crossbow. Hold on. Oh, 1d20. It's 1d10. Alright, not as great on the second roll. More of a glancing blow.
Okay. Your own bolt flies out, catches most of it sinking into this what looks to be lacquered leather armor that they appear to be wearing. Anything else?
You need to like turn to the party and yell, "Get back! Get back!" As he sort of begins to fumble with the reloading process. And I think that'll be his turn.
Okay. Bella!
So if I remember, I'm just knocked down. I'm not knocked out, right?
You're not out.
All right. And the guys on the right, you said there's some on a balcony and then some above.
The two forward buildings, they're on balconies. The one right just to the party right, they're actually up on the roof.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna scream out and just pure rage and throw a fireball, just hitting as many people as I can.
Okay. So
And I'm gonna re-roll the 3 ones with metamagics.
where were you aiming this?
Just if I could hit more than 2, then more than 2. Otherwise, just the 2 on the balcony.
Okay.
I'm gonna power the spell and stuff.
The one that had been hit by Union actually managed to roll completely out of the way, seeing the first motion of the spell, yells something out. It's in a language none of you catch.
Hey, can I bend his luck?
With
Bend luck, my sorcerer ability. If I see them, I can do a D4 to lower their roll.
he was very successful,
Okay.
i.e., guaranteed success. Whereas another one that might make it happen, as one of the balcony that actually grabs the lower one who is about to fall off with the blast smacking into him and uses them as a shield.
Bending his luck.
Okay.
-4 to that save.
All right, that makes it just barely fail. Both of the figures now with the fire having smashed into them, it burns back their very plain black cloth hoods to reveal these not to be humans so much as very good friends of the more infernal heritage.
Magic is fun.
Yes, it is. They're not tieflings, as a note. They
Okay.
they appear more to be corrupted humans of some form, twisted beings. The blast from the flame, though, does, as one might expect of those infested by the hells, not really affect them as heavily as it might have. One of them leans forward, grabs at this what appears to be iron towered talisman, visible very much so to Ideal, very familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And begins to chant.
I get 5 words, right?
You get 5 words.
That one.
Get 5 words. I want to use 2.
Yeah.
As the chant begins, the individual, one of the individuals on the rooftop begins to contort and twist before falling off the roof and landing with what seemed to be some form of splatter. The body is twisting and churning, as it appears to be stretching out with extra limbs. Its original arm splitting off, and it looks up in abject horror at its comrade, like, why me? That ends his turn. Nami, you're up.
Oh god. Okay, so there's one there that's having issues.
It appears to be being transformed in some way.
All right, so about here, so about half a story up,
Mm-hmm.
and sort of obscuring the sight of the 3 there. I want to, of course, that. Oh wait, no, that's sort of call upon a fogginess,
Okay.
and then I know we're just gonna say it very bluntly. Okay, now this is the point where we sort of, run. So can you let go of me so I can, get out of here? This is y'all's issue, not mine.
Okay.
Welcome to Nami.
Zealous.
My turn?
No, one moment, please. Make sure you mark that that particular spell is concentration, Nami. As it matters,
It is.
yes, it is. The one there on the roof, whose vision is not obscured, seeing you cast a spell, fires upon you.
Yay! Concentration check.
Well, we got to see if it hits first. A 20 versus AC.
20 hits. Yeah.
Okay. So now you're gonna roll a Constitution saving throw.
That's just the Constitution button, right?
The one by saving throws, yes. As you take 8 piercing damage. Which I believe that means you maintain your concentration.
Should.
Wrong button there.
Zealous, the poor aquatic being in your arms, just took a bolt through the shoulder. You actually feel it ping and hit your own arm that is holding her in place. You're up.
She's so freaking skinny.
Thank you. I try.
Did anyone else just hear the very ominous sounds? Oh my god, it's Zealous unleashing its true power.
He's actually a Mack truck.
So there's one on the floor now?
There's one just in front of your party that is contorting and twisting, and at this point has the first set of arms now split into two, and another set of appendages bursting out from their ribs. A look of horror on their face as their body twists and turns.
You know, in some ways the West wasn't so bad. How high is the lowest building?
The lowest building would be, to get to the roof, would be about 25 feet.
Dang. And there are balconies?
The two up here have balconies that would be about between 15 20 feet just to get up there and pull yourself all the way
There's
up.
a big fog cloud between it.
Yeah, you can't actually see that way anymore. I wonder why.
Listen, there is a coward's way out, and she wants to take it.
Is there damage to the buildings from the fireball? Like, have we just set a few shops on fire?
Fortunately, no. Magic fire is weird like that.
Good.
At least none that you can see. It does go around corners. Who knows what's inside through the doors of the balcony?
That's true.
Well, since I can't see the balconies and the roofs are otherwise too high, I guess I'll go for what's on ground level. And yes, Nami, you're going to stay with me.
You are
So
the
you're
one.
just gonna. Oh, God, no!
Smack you with the fishy.
Oh
Death
God!
by fishy.
Fish slap.
Please don't.
No.
You're fortunate he's not proficient in tritons.
No!
Not yet.
No!
You just gave Zealous a goal.
It's what I do.
I'll add it to the list. Okay, so
Let's be honest. Zealous's goal is to use every single party member as a weapon at least once.
Let it be the first time in this group.
if my hands are currently busy, Not sure if I'll kick it or headbutt.
It is prone.
Okay, kick it.
Great, we're going towards it.
Yes, we are.
So Zealous mashes, pushing past Joe and Bella. Briefly coming up next to Ideal. Swing
Okay,
away.
come later. I will activate Rage beforehand, and yeah, bonus action. Where I remember how this work.
That's your bonus.
Up
Whatever.
pro.
Oh wait, right? Yep. Sorry.
You're fine.
Oh god.
Nami's in the middle like a cat trying to get out of water right now, and it's very distracting. But you manage to clamp your one of your large hands at the back of her neck and like just hold still as you stomp. There's a loud cracking sound as your large foot meets the joint of one of these strange appendages. What's left of this human's voice screams out in agony, and before contorting in sound to this high-pitched, shrill sound.
Well, that's my turn.
Joe!
Okay. The guy up top that is turning into something, I'm going to target him. And we're going to start with hexing him, and then
Okay.
I'm going
Just
to
so you-
try to.
The one that is transforming is the one that's prone on the street there, or on the
Yeah,
alley.
that's what I thought.
He's no longer on the roof.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. So
I
hex.
was gonna shoot the other guys, but they're in a cloud of fog right now.
If we can't see them, they don't exist. That's how that works, right?
I mean, I don't think they're
Sure.
dinosaurs.
Bigfoot, we can't see it, it doesn't exist. There we go.
Okay, so he's prone, you say?
He is prone, and it just got smashed by a zealous foot.
Yeah. I'm still gonna hex him, but that's not gonna affect him this time because since he's prone, I'm going to create a bonfire in his space.
Okay.
So got disadvantage on deck saves.
All right. What attribute are you afflicting?
Strength.
Okay. It goes to try and roll away. Zealous is just now lifting his foot up to come for another attack, and there's now a sudden rush of a whoosh, which everyone loves a good whoosh as fire takes up a small chunk surrounding this creature. It is a putrid and foul smell as smoke almost immediately hits the air. You got him good.
God damn it, I can smell that.
And Nami, it's right. It should go straight up your nose. You're right there for it.
I hate my life.
Okay. Anything else, Joe?
No.
Okay.
I think that's about all I'm good for right now. Sorry.
You're good. All right, Ideal.
Trying to get the smell out of your nose.
Okay.
For the record, Ideal, you are also adjacent to this creature.
Yeah. I'm gonna stand. So I thought I was not. If I'm prone, I'm gonna stand. I don't
Okay.
remember. Do I see the cast
You
The
can't.
one who was doing the
Fog
shooting.
cloud.
Okay, but do I remember where he was at?
You've got a vague idea.
Okay. I am gonna cast Shatter.
That's on a point which you can see, if I recall the spell correctly.
Point of my choice. Doesn't say I can see.
From a point of your choice. Okay. So you're casting Shatter, which is a con save.
Yes.
Noted, Joe. Okay. You are uncertain of the effects.
There. It's almost like I can't see. There.
There is a loud crack of the stonework.
Also, what would it be to recall information on my dad's cult?
Which one?
The one that we're facing right now.
Religion.
You don't.
Religion? Can I just do that
No,
as a
he
free action?
he yes, he actually does know because of the iconography they're carrying.
Yeah.
So it is literally as Disputer doesn't actually have a sign or sigil. It is as close to one as possible. A crude representation of his dwelling.
And that is at disadvantage, unfortunately, because of
Poison.
son of a bitch.
Your head rings as you feel a pulse of your veins seize up. You had it right there on the tip of your tongue, and gone. Union,
Yes.
you're up.
Okay.
You're about 10 feet from this transformation in progress.
All right. I assume that have none of them gone?
They've shot. They've started this transformation. I mean, have none of them gone?
We haven't been like. Well, I guess there's the cloud, so I guess that we haven't been peppered by bolts. Is
Joe
what
got
I-
shot at. Nami got
You're
shot.
welcome.
All right. Union is gonna say, all right. Very well. He's gonna set the crossbow down carefully. He likes his crossbow, and then draw his greatsword and charge forward. Let out a yell, "In the Thunder's holy name!" and strike at the creature. Did that work? Did.
It is prone.
Oh, so I get advantage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So no crit, unfortunately. 13 damage.
I would like to add a divine smite onto that,
Okay.
as the sword glows with a golden light. Okay. Divine smite. Where's my character sheet?
Probably features and traits.
Oh, features and traits. Divine sense. Divine smite, no action. Okay. See what
That doesn't work.
Oh god, no. Okay.
Nope, but I can click it.
Oh, that works.
You roll that. That was my dice roll, not yours.
Is it in the? I don't
Click
have
the
my
2d8.
actual. Alright, I'll just do 2d8.
Click
No,
where
click
it
the-
says 2d8 in the little pink
Yeah.
blurb.
Oh, interesting.
There you go. So 7 radiant damage.
Yeah. So 20 overall.
Okay. The shrieking stops, and for a moment you feel you've felt the beast as its body halts its convulsions. And on initiative 20, it rises up, looming above you, a good 2 heads taller than even Zealous.
Ideal. What the fuck is this?
Devil!
These long, elongated, spine-like appendages rear out. It lunges down and attempts to wrap around you.
At least it's not me this time.
A 23 versus armor class is a hit. I need a
You.
is a hit.
Yeah, it hits.
I need a athletics or acrobatics from you to avoid being grappled. Okay. There is a rending down your back of these sharpened spines as the face of this what was once a man has now gone slack and is still sort of falling off of the bone, revealing this mindless darkness to the eye as it just callously slams into you. Um, you manage to duck down and with your blade still, that last remnants of your smite, shove it back. The creature stumbles and lurches forward once more. But that is the end of its turn. Bella, you are up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna cast haste on Zealous and twin it over to Union.
Okay.
And then kind of try and crawl out of the way.
So both of you feel a sudden surge flow through you as Bella's arcane words echo through the alleyway.
I'm gonna trust you guys to do this.
Nami Zealous is almost seemingly was first like vibrating with the focused rage that he had called upon, but now it's like seemingly to shift with this agitated speed as they hold you.
Oh my god, he's a bomb.
The one up on the rooftop will take its shot. You can see it like it looks at Bella, looks at Nami, the two casters, and not knowing what Bella did, will fire at Nami. Which you do have cover as you are under the very protective state of Zealous.
This bomb, yes, I know.
Yes. So there is a sound of metal and wood colliding as the blow goes wide and smacks into Zealous's back.
Do I still make a concentration check on that?
No, you didn't take damage.
Okay, cool.
And let's see here. Bella, Union, Zealous. Not, excuse me, not Bella. Nami, my apologies. So Nami, Union, Zealous, you all can hear another series of chanting from beyond the fog cloud. Nami, you're up.
run. Zealous, run, please. Now, let's go. Run. I'm grappled. I'm not pulling out a rapier or crossbow or anything like that.
If you're attempting to actively persuade them, a persuasion at disadvantage against their rage.
Alright, let me figure out how to do that, actually. Disadvantage is the button, right?
Yep, you can do it that way.
And you said, what was it?
Persuasion.
I don't have persuasion. Fix it!
You should have. Interesting. It did when I made it.
It doesn't now.
I made sure every damn skill was there.
But with persuasion, it's not.
Interesting.
Am I just not allowed to persuade people?
Maybe the world just doesn't like fish.
That is true. Every time I touch something, it does break.
Okay. Are you proficient in it?
I don't believe I am.
Okay.
I don't remember anymore, though.
Well, click it
I don't
and
think
there
I
you
am.
go. So let's do with that as you will.
Right now or on my turn?
You're up.
Oh,
You can't see. Y'all have no idea what is going up there on those balconies.
okay.
There's this the creature that you just stomped on is now has stood up, and you have to look up to it.
Yeah, no, that's It may not have said anything, but those are fighting words.
God.
God damn it.
Will it take anything to drop Nami?
No,
Okay.
I'd say if you're trying to like gently put her down, yes. But if you're just going to open your arms and let the dice fall, Nami, roll me a acrobatics.
And
Oh,
then.
excuse me, roll me a dexterity save.
Dex save.
Okay. Do you cling or do you fall? You tell me.
Fall. Definitely
Okay.
fall.
So you fall straight on the ground, right where this creature had just been getting stomped on, between these two towering figures, as Zealous is getting revved up, ready to go.
Do I also make concentration check?
Now, you didn't take any damage.
Okay.
I once had a mission to hold you, but now there is this. Oh man, how many attacks is that gonna be now?
You get main attack, extra attack, bonus action attack, and then you get another from haste, so 4.
Okay, and haste doesn't give you the extra attack.
No, haste is a singular weapon attack. Also, for those who are hasted, remember that it also gives you +2 to AC while in effect.
Okay, well, I actually don't remember how reckless rage works. I've never tried it before. Or reckless attack, I should say.
Reckless attack gives you advantage, and once you
Advantage.
start swinging with it, you're stuck swinging with it.
And it's not like a bonus action or anything. It's just
No,
on your
it's
attacks on.
when you just say these attacks are going to be reckless.
Okay, well,
Then you get advantage, and then anything attacking you has advantage.
all right. And that's 1.
That's a hit.
Oh, poor roll 20. It always load so slowly every time I try.
That's a miss.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Hit. You know, there are other numbers on that D4.
What D4?
The die you've been rolling for damage. You've rolled a 1 each damage roll so far.
Zealous is number 1. Duh.
Oh,
You got one more attack. There you go. So 3 solid hits. Your second swing connects, and the body seems to almost snap away. There's a very discomforting sound of sinew twisting in response. As it goes to right itself, you catch its momentum with the following 2 blows.
that's my turn.
That brings us to Joe.
Okay. He dead, right?
No.
Is he still on the ground?
Nope, he's standing.
Okay.
Basically, what you see is the lower half of the man that was there before, and it has now these long, like 6 tines sticking out, where 2 of which where his arms were, and 1 from his ribs, that he had tried to grab Union with.
Wow.
Like the spine has been stretched quite a ways.
It's almost like something out of a nightmare.
Almost.
Okay, well, that's the guy that I put my hex on.
It
right?
is.
Okay, so let's just go with that. We're going to quicken Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
So that brings that down, sorcery points down to there. And there's the first shot.
That's a
and
hit.
Second shot.
Both are hits.
Okay, and hex damage.
Hex damage might do it. Let's see.
2d6.
As these 2 blasts slam through, just about where the head should have been, leaving these gaping holes. The creature comes slamming back with a loud thud. The body beginning to wither away very quickly. It is dead.
Okay. So with my normal action, then there's still a guy on the roof, right?
Correct.
Let's. You know what? I'll just blast him too. If it ain't broke.
Okay. The first one is a miss, but you make up for it with the following blast. You catch
First
him.
one was a warning.
Yeah, right as he leans over, ducks aside the first one, and it catches his full attention. The second blast slamming into his the left side of his temple, and the head is just poof, gone.
I think that covers it.
Okay. Ideal, you're up.
Okay, so I can't see any of the enemies, correct?
You can't see any of the ones that you are aware of.
I am going to try to exit the fog cloud on the other side.
It's not on the ground.
It's hovering
halfway up.
above.
Yeah.
Now you could run and try and get to the other side and get line of sight that way.
Yeah, I will try to do that.
Okay, so you break away from the party, stepping carefully-ish over this strange, corrupted creature,
Worry about that later.
and it comes skidding to a halt to turn around, and the balconies are empty.
I will take a look around, see if I can see anything. Perception, I assume.
It fell the other way, Nami. Um,
Okay.
you need not roll a perception as there is a sharp pain in your back,
Hmm.
as if they had come down and to wait upon you.
Fair. So
Um,
they're right here.
about there is where you had made it, and seeming to slip out from the wall itself, a sharp dagger catches you, not as well as it could have. It actually does not bite into you. It doesn't beat your AC.
Okay.
And as you look over your right shoulder, you see as this one has broken its invisibility.
Okay. I will draw the scimitar. Bonus action first. I still got that, right?
Yes.
Healing word at second level.
Okay. As your
And then-
song resonates,
And then I'm gonna swing. Unfortunately, at disadvantage.
that's a miss.
Yes. I'll yell,
Um,
they're over here!
Blade goes wide, he ducks under, and uses his reaction, flips the dagger up, and lunges for your throat.
Okay.
That is a 18 versus AC.
That is a hit.
I need a con save.
Poison?
Yep.
Okay. I don't
Uh,
think poison affects saves, right?
Not that particular poison. No. I think the only thing it does is like a high level of exhaustion, or second
Okay.
level of exhaustion. But
Yeah.
you've taken 2 piercing for sure. And 3 poison as you shrug off the effect, then reduce down to a meager little 1.
Ah, crap. I did the wrong thing. You saw what happened, but didn't you?
I didn't, because it didn't pop up on my end until like after you had already said, oh crap, like, wait, what? Oh.
And then you saw I went to 3.
Yeah, that's okay. Not how math works,
And,
but
that is me done.
okay. Okay. Union, looking, you can see down the alley there, just under the fog cloud. Ideal has engaged in combat with someone who is pressing on him very closely.
Okay.
Um, but you can also
I-
hear
Yeah, go ahead.
from behind the party. It sounds at first like just simple burning, but there's almost a series of screams built, sort of rolling in with it, and you turn behind you to see a soft shimmer of blue flame rise up and close off the alley behind you all.
Huh. Okay.
And it is
Um,
moving towards you.
Everyone, move! And Union is going to draw the blade and draw a sword and charge forward toward Ideal's attacker.
Okay.
Give it a good
Okay. Rushing to his side, careful not to slide the blade through him to get to the attacker. You manage to catch at the end of your movement with a shove of your foot and a quick slash of your blade, pushing this twisted figure of a man away from Ideal and striking a pretty significant blow. He at a glance appears to be on death's door, of
Alright.
desperation flicking through his eyes.
Alright. Union would say, "May you find peace in the arms of Lathandar," and slash the blade down to finish him off.
Okay.
As he says that, I will say, he gets no peace.
With this blade downed dagger, smacks your blade aside, and actually sort of shoulders to try and kind of use Ideal as cover for future aggression.
Alright.
You are hasted.
Oh,
Yeah. By the way, you're hasted.
yes, indeed, from Bella Spell.
Yep.
Does that mean I get another attack?
You do.
Or...
You have the ability to make one single extra attack. The dash, disengage, hide, or use an object action.
Alright. Union would let out a grunt and say, "Ideal, move!" and attempt to sort of finagle his blade in such a way that he can, like, jab him over Ideal's shoulder or something like that.
Like-
as he attempts to...
The fastest you've ever heard Union speak.
Ideal, get out of the way! Greatsword? Oh.
I duck.
Didn't have to. A moment of panic, the man goes to shove Ideal aside and begin to attempt to run away. The body takes 2 or 3 steps as there's a thump, thump, thump. As a catch of breath, the blade is like an inch away from your chin, Ideal, and dripping with blood. The man falls.
There's fire. We should go. Now. You would say that to Ideal.
I already used most of my words.
Okay. And initiative 20. Ideal, there is a very familiar chill down your back as you hear there's a fire and your attention is drawn to it. Anyone who is actively looking at said fire that has been announced?
I am now.
I'm
Sure.
kind of hiding, so I probably would be.
I was looking at the fight.
Okay, so pretty much everyone but Zealous. Nami hasn't spoken up yet.
Yeah, no, she would probably glance at it, not really looking along.
Okay. There, very briefly, a visage, this very stoic, pale, horned figure, very well kept, goatee, like little bearded goatee, standing, watching, stares very briefly at his lost child with
He gets the bird.
with displeasure. I'll be watching. And the fire fades.
I thought he couldn't see you with your necklace.
I thought so too.
What use is your necklace?
I've honestly been wondering about that.
Can't see you.
Yeah. Union.
Excuse me.
And then there's a sacred flame, unholy flame, smashes into your back. Ideal.
Dex saves.
Yes.
Oops. Wasn't supposed to have advantage.
What was the first roll?
In that one.
Distracted. Um, and still in the middle of holding the bird out towards this blue fire approaching. You take 13 points of cold damage.
Resistance.
Fortunately,
So that's 7?
yes.
I am
As
back where I started the evening.
so as across the street, Union, as Ideal's back is turned, you see once again that figure holding up the unholy symbol with that last blast, smiles and fades away into the crowd.
Can one of you find people? Unpoison me, please.
Same.
You are out of combat.
I
Get the thief.
I'm pretty sure I'm dying.
Just gonna get up and kind of walk away from the big
Ah,
one.
ah, ah, ah.
I believe Windows begs to differ.
I imagine Ideal just opening his mouth, and then that sound like his
comes
full jaw
out,
just
yeah.
I'm just so breaking. My brain is just so many places. I just blue screen. Literally.
Zealous Nami is attempting to walk away from you. You are still raging.
Wait, can I use cunning action on that or no?
Cunning action? No.
I'll admit my focus is where all the fighting was.
Okay. So, with a passive 14, Nami, they managed to slip away. Past Zealous. The rest of the party has already started yelling at you.
As long as we're away from Zealous, think we're okay at this point.
Zealous, the time ticks away, and there's that shunt of the shoulders as the first tier of fatigue hits you.
Oh wait, I dropped concentration on the cloud thing.
Union would go and get over here, you two. Come on, tiefling buddies. And hands on horns, cast lay on hands.
And remove the poison.
If I spend 5, yeah.
Yes. Do you?
Yes, you're poisoned.
Thank you.
What about me? Don't forget me.
Yeah, tiefling buddies.
I don't want to die.
It is about the
Serve
time
on
that
tieflings.
the as a lay of hands, Union, and poor Zealous, Zealous, you feel another wave as your whole physicality weighs down on you. As you get a second wave of exhaustion.
Oh yeah. Thanks, fella.
No, it's only for a turn.
It's only for a minute or so. It's not an actual degree of exhaustion. It's just you can't do anything.
I am going to loot some bodies, just see what the fuck these fuckers have on them.
Okay.
I am running late. And I have a rendezvous to keep.
Oh wait, that's my attention going after him.
Okay, so you follow Union.
Yeah, Union's
Well,
like,
yes, I'm a hostage. I must follow.
Wow, Stockholm syndrome kicked in real hard all of a sudden.
I will see you all soon. I must meet this. I must escape this apartment.
Where do you live? I'll meet you there.
Well, I very quickly described the lovely inn by Grandma and the kid and the pastries.
Alright, I'll be in there after a nap.
They have pastries, Bella.
That's better than a nap.
They are delicious.
I'm gonna get up and follow.
There was ever a time for Nami to... No, she's got 6 seconds. It's only one turn worth of, bleh. Is anyone not... No, is anyone else no longer following Union? Oh no, I think, Bella, you said you are going to go get pastries.
Pastries sound really good right now.
Well, once I get a little, like, figure out a little bit about these
Okay.
guys, I'll probably head.
Investigation on your point. You did hear him say where he was going. Is anyone else checking the bodies with him?
I really don't want to touch the thing.
Actually, you know what? I'll check the buddies with them.
Okay. Union and Nami have already begun making their way down the street.
Making our way downtown.
Okay.
And I camel shuffle after them.
Catch your breath there and stomp off.
Can I keep Union between Zealous and myself?
You think that'll help?
No, but we're just Maybe I can, like,
Go ahead, Joe.
Or something.
Roll your investigation as well, Joe. As you by default, you only have access to the transformed body and the decapitated body. There's the one with the hole in its head up top on top of the roof.
Yeah, somebody needs to get up there and search that guy.
I can probably.
I'll
scurry
get
up there.
right on that.
Union calls from down the street. I don't believe you.
Joe, I need to know which of the two you actively searched.
The transformative guy.
Okay. Other than the leather armor that they were wearing, everything else seems to be in relative passable state. Patting down the pockets, you manage to find a small coin purse. It's about 20 silver. As well as a very crude symbol. This again, a symbol made of iron in the shape of a. This particular one's very crappy, in the shape of a tower. Otherwise, you will note that the protrusions are in fact elongated bones that have shot through the man's torso. And nothing else really of worth on him.
Okay. 20 copper and crappy iron.
Silver.
Added to...
20 silver.
Yes. 20 silver and crappy iron tower symbol added to sheet.
Okay. Ideal, you're a little distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, the armor's pretty good. Take a while to strip them down. And you are actually right there at the edge of the alley.
Yeah, I'm gonna scoot back.
You guys drag the body a little ways in. You are actually distracted by it. There's this little old lady comes walking around the corner, looks at you all, looks down, looks at you all, turns around, starts walking away.
You better get out of here.
Stops, turns around, Guards!
Oh no.
Honestly, that was actually one of my plans if this went poorly.
She looks up and down the street, looks at you, and like, kicks the dirt and walks away.
No guards.
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
Oh, good.
A few other people look down the alley to see what she was pissed about. Getting a lot of attention. Bella, as you actually pat the body down, you also find a small purse. It's 17 silver pieces, a similar crude iron tower symbol, as well as the dagger that he had used to stab Ideal with.
Now that I'm not, poisoned in battle, can I try to remember what I know about these guys a little bit?
You can attempt to, yeah.
Better than before.
So the idea of a singular cult is almost comical. Your father's rather paranoid little. Well, it's not even a matter of important. He's a paranoid little shit. He almost never directly interacts. How nice visually or how nice mechanically? But there are individuals who, for one reason or another, seem to apply themselves specifically to the applications of strife, which is loosely his domain. People who just really just want to see the world burn or freeze over, for that matter. So you haven't heard of a single organized cult, but definitely have had several witnessed of there being priests and clerics who devote themselves to his cause. As a archduke, he tends to care more about, well, the other archdukes.
Yeah, because hell.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Bella, visually, it's probably about a 7. Mechanically, it's probably about a 6. Just dead average.
And just because I can just equate detect magic. Ignoring my party members,
Okay.
who I'm sure are light bulbs.
Union, Nami, Zealous, it's about another 10 minutes before you arrive at the little treasure trove of pastries.
All right.
As far as ideal your detect magic, nothing.
Okay. Apart from obvious what I already
Yeah,
know.
what the obvious items, yeah. Y'all alright down there? A voice from the end of the alley.
Yeah.
On Joe's side.
On my side.
Yeah. You're actually deeper in, so it's like someone has coming up the way y'all had come up the alley.
Yes, fine.
Turn around in this very color palette wise very plain, but otherwise the tailoring of his suits, it's on point. Well polished boots, leather gloves resting on a very ornate hilt of some form of saber, and a nice large foppish hat. Quite the mess you've made here. I assume it is you who made this mess. Ah, that smell.
Okay, technically that was me. Um, the rest of it, not so much. The smell, I must take credit for that.
Ah,
Yeah.
Not
Joe, by the way,
intentionally.
I could have lived the rest of my life without smelling that smell again. Thanks.
Yes.
well, back alleys are for back alley business. You'll have yourselves a pleasant day then. And kind of, as wide a berth as he can manage in the tight alley, walks around Joe and the. He stops when he sees the figure you're leaning over. Oh, I say. That's different. And keeps walking.
Right. Shall we get to pastries?
Pastries sound really good right now.
You should probably wash your hands first.
I'm pressing my hands.
I also.
And Bella's hands. And I pressed all of us.
Alright, well, I'll let you do it. I'll save my Presty.
Pastries.
Okay. So the three of you make your way, following the directions Union had given you. Um, pan the camera as you got the other three. You arrive at the well-to-do little squat in um, even a block away. At this point, Union, you're very familiar with the smell, but Ideal and Nami, yeah, Nami, you'd be familiar with it too, having gambled here a few times. So Ideal it is. Excuse me, not Ideal, Zealous. I didn't like cut diagonally down and said, yeah, that's the portal that went that way, and that's the portal that went that way. yeah. Um, Zealous, even as someone who doesn't really partake heavily of culinary delights, it is a very pleasant smell. It's probably a little more homely than you're accustomed to, as Union leads you all inside. Um, you don't see the little grandma immediately, but one of the helpers, one of the younger, about 13, 14-year-old girls, hello there. Be right. Oh,
Hello.
Master Union. A gentleman was here looking for you.
Is he still here? Union
Uh,
like immediately tenses up.
she sets down the tray as she was in the middle of busting with, and goes behind the counter. Uh, Stops, seems to like have this light bulb moment. Grabs three pastries and slide it to you all, and then goes back to what she was doing.
Thank you, thank you. Union takes one and offers one to Nami and Zealous.
Here it is, and a letter is slid across to you. It's not formally folded up or anything. It appears to be a little more than just a single, almost index card sized little slip that's only folded over once and like kind of dog eared to stay closed.
All right, Union opens it and begins to read.
It is an address.
Is it for a place in the city that I recognize, or
It is an address in Grafen, just northeast of the lake.
well then?
He he seemed a little worried. Um,
The man who gave you this.
well, he didn't give it to me. I overheard him talking with Mama. Um, Said something about a band. I mean, I didn't think a bunch of minstrels were that much to worry about.
Union lets out a heavy sigh. It is not that kind of band, child. This man, was his face scarred, as though he had been wounded.
Yeah, just over his eye.
Ah, very well.
And he seemed to be walking with pretty heavy limp. My mom just ran to get some more provisions. I'm sure she'll be back shortly. Is there anything I can get for you?
Well,
I've got some
I
stew.
got some stew
Band-Aid?
and some
She
ale.
just now like looks and sees the bolt still sticking out of your shoulders.
I will deal with it, don't worry.
Teenage girl screaming. Just
Ah,
one high-pitched, solid scream
all right,
and
dear.
faints.
Oh no, Union tries to catch her.
She's behind. She's on the other side of the counter.
Parkour.
Yeah.
you leap over. Give me a dexterity check. See how many pastries you knock over.
Like acrobatics or
Dexterity. Okay. You managed to only knock a singular muffin. That falls on Nami's side of the table, just at her feet. It
Oh,
appears.
she's so picking it up and stashing it for later.
Yeah. And the girl she's laying there, not so much unconscious, but definitely she's had a moment. As she just kind of expelled every bit of air in her body in a single scream.
Don't worry, child. It's okay.
You need to see the doctor.
I am something of a healer. I will see to it. Do not need to watch. I apologize, but she will be seen to.
Okay. Persuasion check. Are you sure you don't want me to fetch the doctor?
No, believe me, it's not necessary.
If you say so.
Oh my god, is there ketchup anywhere?
You're already actually bleeding.
She can make it worse.
She can make it worse.
Worse.
The small child gets up and gathers herself. And like the sincerest, most innocent look falls upon you, Nami's. I do hope you get better.
Aw.
If there's anything I can do, linens, anything, please let me know. And she kind of scoots away and starts making her way back to her little bus tray. But a rare instance of someone who seems to genuinely care.
Now I feel like shit.
Here, Union goes over. May I?
Nami.
Sorry, I zoned out. What?
Union goes over. May I? Referring to the bolt.
Just count to 3.
What did she say?
Say count
Counts
to 3.
To 3.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Union grabs and pulls.
Why would you pull, you idiot? Sorry, that was me, not Nami.
It's a crossbow bolt. I guess because it's barbed.
So as the
You already
as the
freaking pulled
barbed
it.
head
I have
rins
magic
back through,
up.
you take 2 points of piercing damage, Nami. And Zealous gets a free show.
There's a lot of screaming and swearing that probably.
It's
not-
immediately mirrored from the poor girl across the room who was told this was going to be fine.
She's fine. She's fine.
I am not fine. I am dying.
She comes over and starts like it's like looking like she's about to tear a piece of her dress. Like no bleeding.
It's fine. It's fine. Union then uses lay on hands.
The wound closes just as she looks up. There's like tears streaming down this poor girl's face.
No, we're all fine. We're all fine. Right. We're all good.
And that's what
I am not okay.
Ideo, Bella, and Joe walk into.
Blank.
I swear there are pastries here. I swear it.
Blank.
100% is crying and still swearing.
Just
That shit
ignoring everything. Going straight for the pastries. It's been a long day.
Have you been? Yeah, that's right, Bella. You've been here before.
I think exactly once.
Exactly once, but the young lady looks about you all, sorts herself out. Companions of yours? Points at the door.
Are you throwing them out?
I'm asking if they're your companions.
I thought you
They're
said
kind of.
companions of yours and points to the door like, get the fuck out. Indeed, these are my friends and allies.
She scoops up 3 pastries and brings them over to you all. Please come in. At this time of day, there is actually no one in the common room, which Union in the little you stayed here is different to say the least. Nami, this is probably the first you've seen it empty in the handful of experiences you've had here. So at the moment, your party has the run of the place. I've got some stew left over and still warm if anyone's hungry.
Yes,
please,
please.
just please,
Yes.
no more bleeding. Please.
No promises.
She does not mean that. There will be no bleeding.
As I look at the bolt still in me.
And in me.
Alright.
I'm gonna go to the kitchen. When I come back, please be normal people. And she walks away.
I don't think I can
Oh,
The most teenagery diss she could manage.
I could be such a dick and just turn myself into most forgettable man.
Or turn yourself into her.
She is a little too short for that.
But Nami isn't.
But she goes to gather drinks and food for you all. And you have the run of the cover room at the moment.
Union would go over and point at the 2 bolts. May I? Ellis, I do not trust your medical knowledge.
I don't trust Ellis.
I will
Don't
be right
trust-
back.
I
Okay.
don't trust either of you.
And yes, remove my bolt, please.
Yeah.
I cleanly removed that spear from your shoulder, I'll remind you.
There was a spear in my shoulder?
I just want to remind that Zealous at least attempted medicine, and not just I pull the bolt out.
Well, look, I have healing magic. What does it matter what damage I do going in?
It
if I can
hurts.
fix it?
It hurts more.
Let's not cause pain, please.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. I attempt this time not to just rip the bolt out of their faces and necks and body parts.
How
Okay.
about you break the tip off first and then you try?
Medicine
Well,
check.
how deep is the bolt?
Medicine check. One for each of them.
I believe in you, Union.
Why am I the
I'm
guinea
giving him
pig?
an inspiration.
Okay. Union, your operation on Ideal, as he was the one who agreed to it first, flawless.
You still got your inspiration for Bella.
Please.
I would like to be the success of my surgery on Union, on Ideal, who now has the second spleen. I would like to use that as I attempt
Okay.
to
That's
a
remove
D8.
a
Bella's
D8.
wisdom teeth.
Yes.
Bella, I don't know why your party's trying to kill you.
Why?
It is probably more excruciating than when it actually hits you.
Oh.
Um,
And she's getting a 3rd level cure wounds as soon as it's out.
she's going to need it as she takes 9 points of damage. As it was next to some very vital parts.
Another one of those and I'll die.
It was a tricky spot.
Why?
I didn't shoot
I
you.
trusted you.
And you regain 17 as Ideal gives you a soft pat on the back.
At least Ideal's here.
I
at least have
holds
one
up his
reliable
hands like
friend.
bloody. Do you know how many of your intestines I just rearranged?
And I'm pressing his hands clean.
That's not
Just-
a good thing.
Just in time as the girl comes out with a tray of soup bowls, a small, like, looks like a little bane of soup, and a series of cups. It's like, that was a lot of screaming.
We're fine. Everything's
Everything's
fine.
Sets it down for y'all to serve yourselves,
Thank you.
and goes back to cleaning up
Can you
tables.
bring us around Vale?
Yes, I can. Charge to your room.
Of course.
Very well.
Get the expensive stuff.
No, ignore her.
Super expensive.
He just caused me tons of pain. Get the expensive stuff.
Agreed.
Alright, ale and 1 bottle of fine wine.
I can get the ale. I don't have the key to the wine cellar.
Your best ale, then.
Yes, sir. And she
Thank
scurries
you.
off.
So, getting attacked by cultists. That's a new one.
Ideal.
Yeah.
Were those friends of yours?
Well, that was my dad in the fire.
My father was a blacksmith.
Weren't you special?
Well, he's not
Praise
appearing.
blacksmith.
Praise
I don't
blacksmith.
remember mine. Pretty sure I killed them.
There's
I wish I killed mine, Bella.
no commentary in the back of your head.
I think it was an accident. I'm not actually sure. The crazy lady isn't saying anything, so I don't know if it's true or not.
Crickets.
But
Your creator was here. Oh, zealous.
technically you could call it that. That's about as much as I see him as my creator. That's about it.
And I thought my dad was shitty.
By
Alright.
the way, my name's Bella. Nice to meet you. I'm glad you're joining our little group.
No. I did not say I was joining. I'm simply here to watch Antler Boy mess up again. It was a great drama show. You guys missed it.
So you're joining us.
No, just stalking, knowing what.
So you're joining us.
Let me put it this way: you will get to see all of us fuck up if you join us.
Okay, see, I've lived this long by not getting into shit like what I just saw.
And we've lived this long by getting into shit. I mean, look at Joe.
Joe, who at this point hasn't said anything about sitting down at the table.
Yeah.
as not being distracted by the conversation at hand, there is a series of individuals walking through the door at the moment. One looks to be a very scruffy dwarf. Uh, Two shady-looking humans and a halfling, all of which are talking quite jauntily, and already at the very loudly placing wagers.
Oh, please tell me Nami hears that.
Wagers on what?
Yeah, what are they betting on?
And so far, you guys don't hear them. Only Joe.
He's-
I
Oh.
specifically,
Joe's
jauntily, not loud, with a series of enjoyment. You not loud enough that you guys are hearing it and distracted over your own conversation. Um, but they mention whether or not Beauregard was going to finally skin the fish. And again, only Joe hears that.
As I was saying, I've survived this long here by not getting into trouble and running when there's a fight. You guys seem to like to go towards the danger.
No,
just-
we just prefer to defend ourselves.
Unzealous is the
lightning.
danger.
Oh! Hello there! I mean, it's a very familiar sounding voice.
Is it behind me?
No, it's by the door where the gentleman. The rest of you look up and now see these gentlemen coming in. Nami, so good to see you. Just wondering where you scurried off to.
Nami will slowly look over, putting on her best smile, and going, "Oh, you know, here, there, a little bit of everywhere. Can't pin me down." Slight glare at Zealous.
Hey, ain't that the antlered fuck from yesterday interrupted our game? Nami.
Excuse you, sir. Do I know you, Union stands?
Takes 3 steps away from Union.
Nami, Nami, Nami. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I didn't know you were in the means of fixing bets. And it dawns on you that you're hanging out with a wager.
Oh, shit.
Beauregard's gonna love this.
Now. You have no proof of this.
He turns
I'm
and is
simply getting
out
to
the
know
door.
others.
Friends of yours.
The halfling
Um.
gives you just this blown little kiss. It's creepy. Before all of them leave to follow after the dwarf.
Not friends, more as
Associates.
no. I can't think of the word. People that I don't want to piss off or owe a debt to.
So friends.
Your version of friends and mine are very different, it seems.
I don't doubt that.
In the back of her head, she has no friends.
Shut up! You're not my boss.
I didn't say anything.
Not you.
Okay. Either way, I'm going to go have a conversation with my friend.
You just said they weren't your friend.
Yes, and you said they weren't, so we're not going to go into that debate.
See, now I'm confused.
Are you in any condition? It sounded as though those men wished you ill.
Oh, they just want to get me in trouble, and I kind of want to clear things up
You're going to
very
end up
quickly.
stabbed.
I'm going to what?
End up stabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up stabbed if I stay with you guys as well.
We can defend you. We have a zealous.
The same, but Nami just gives up.
Let me put it this way. Once I joined the Zealous, my rate of getting stabbed went down.
That is like the weirdest infomercial.
That was the plan.
Because
I can only bargain out
Getting
so
stabbed
well,
bring you
Mark.
down? Call 1-800-GET-ZEALOUS today. Patented pending Zealous technology reduces stab rates by up to 45%. Not available in all states.
Look, go west. I'm sure that you'll find someone selling a Zealous. How best to get on his good side.
Stairs and warehouse.
As you're, what are y'all doing?
Nami's staring at the door, debating if she should go out or not and try to talk her way out of this situation.
I mean, yeah, it sort of seems like we're waiting to see if we need to go save Nami or wait, we get to eat lunch.
I do like lunch.
The soup smells fantastic.
I will
Right,
eat
aren't
the
you?
soup.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a bowl.
Nami's gonna just peek out the door to see how far away they've gotten. If they've gotten more than a certain distance, she won't go out.
You're pretty sure that you're not going to be able to catch up to them, much less get ahead of them without some special action. Oh, welcome back, Joe. There's soup that is being charged to Zealous' room.
Union.
I don't
Yeah.
have a room here.
Union's room. Guys, I've been doing it all night. Shush. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Go ahead, charge my room that I don't have.
I tell you. Union would. Well, I need to see if what Nami's doing before Union gets into his.
So yeah, Nami, like again, poking out, and as you actually go to poke out, the little grandma that you know runs the place comes. Oh, hello, dear. You're not with your ruffian friends today, huh?
Not with the usual one.
And she kind of follows your gaze. Tisks as she catch. You see him that last corner at the end of the block and gone. Good. It'd be good to be rid of them. They stink up the place. And the
That
halfling
they
cheats.
do.
And she tries to. She's like a big old bag of groceries. Like, well, there, out the way, please. Quite a bit of cooking to do.
Nami will move out of the way and go to stand near the group's table, but she's not taking her eye off the doors. She is going to stare those doors.
You know, on average, it takes it from here to the nearest place. It's about 10 minutes. Oh,
She's still gonna
hello,
stare at the doors.
dears. Messy Union. Good. Did you get someone left a letter for you?
Your granddaughter?
One of the younglings, yes.
Yes, she gave it to me and then served us all this delicious soup. Thank you.
It was amazing.
Wonderful. It is a beef and leek soup, by the way.
It's just wonderful.
Yes, this is delicious. Yes, I received my letter. Thank you.
I heard her what?
In delight when she saw me, because
Deception.
wasn't any better. Look, Union drops the axe. There were some wounds. We had a running. Our friend here, Nami, took a bit of a bolt, um, and we were dealing with that.
I wouldn't say friend. That's a broad statement.
You were calling the other people friends.
When they're
worse than
around.
them.
I've yet to decide on that factor.
That's fair.
But it's fine now. We're all good.
She's gonna need therapy.
So do we all.
Right, I do adore adventurers. She
Union.
is clearly struggling with this giant bag of groceries by herself.
I will offer to help the nice old lady.
Did you have one of the pastries? As you take one of the bags.
Yes, I did. They were fantastic.
Oh, wonderful.
Hey, you're clearly having too many.
Damn.
Grammar's what I do. Union is going to turn and look at the rest of the group and pull out the letter. It is an address. The man I came here to meet was not here. He left this. He holds the letter. It is an address in
Groffen.
Grafen.
Ideal, you help her into the kitchen. It's a nice little, quaint little kitchen. She thanks you by giving you a piece of what appears to be some kind of cured meat to chew on.
Eat them. Thankfully. Give her a nod.
Gives you
Let her quick smile.
the little grandma pat on the back as you walk away.
I give the bardic smile.
But yes, there's a letter present to the party. Do you actually show them, or?
He'll show them. Yeah.
So we could try and get a job to go there.
And
Yes.
this is. I have roughly 5 days left on my sword. Well, I have an order that's due to be picked up in 5 days. If we could wait that long.
I don't think I have that much time.
I apologize, ideal, but
That's
5
fine.
days.
That's fine. I can figure something out.
Now, would you know if there's like they could hire a ship, like a ferry across the lake?
You'd be aware that there are, in fact, you know for a fact there are ferry services that run specifically the rivers. As far as the lake itself, you've not attempted any dealings with it to go out of your way, but plausible. I mean, you do know someone with a boat. Beauregard.
Thank you.
Beauregard's probably the one person you didn't want to piss off.
Joseph,
Yes.
how large is your boat?
It's a rowboat.
About as big as Zealous.
It's not magical or anything. You don't say a word and it becomes a yacht or something.
I mean, it's not exactly magical. It just lets me carry more than one. Out of character, I don't remember exactly how many the rowboat carries.
It would probably not suffice for your party at large here.
Probably.
Typically,
I know it's not gonna be that much.
yeah.
thrown through a wall? Because that's how you get thrown through a wall.
Ideal's a little bit touchy today. Can't imagine why.
How close is he?
God damn it, people.
I imagine like silence just falls.
Like, there's this, like, relatively serious conversation of the logistics of crossing a lake, and then there's that over there on the other end of the table.
Yeah, like Union's got a map out, and with Joseph, it's like, okay, we could go Negan and then take the road pass, or and then just silence.
Followed by a loud. Uh, there's no one at the door. The door in opened, smacked against a few times, and then closed, almost of its own will. You can hear. Right next to Joe, a figure starting from the top of their head down, a squat little figure, bright, sparkling eyes and pointed ears, with a very shiny, balded and waxed head, a single line running from their ears down to their chin to this very long, almost belly button for them, length pointed beard, wearing this almost purplish leathers. Nami.
I'm assuming this is Beauregard.
I hear you're in a bit of a pickle. Word's spreading quite fast.
Hi, new person.
You've not met him. Go ahead and roll a history check, though. There's this fuzzy recognition, someone of his description, but nothing.
I'm sorry. Have we gambled before? Do I owe you something?
Oh, no. It's not you that owes me. No. You've been profitable. Yes. Very profitable.
Suppose. I have my good days and bad.
Oh, you haven't seen a bad day yet. But if what I'm hearing is true, and his eyes seem flick very quickly, very full of energy, and falls under antlers. Current wager 1,327 gold throughout the entire collective. Whether or not you're going to die.
Excuse me?
Shut up, Antler Boy. We're having a conversation.
I am you.
Now. No need to be mean. Nami, current wager 15,736 gold pieces to die in agony.
He's pissed, isn't he?
Everyone's excited. It's not often an upstart like you make such, if you forgive the pun, waves.
You're adorable.
I give him a clap for that.
His face goes. There's that very short joy, and it's just back to very serious. You haven't met me because I haven't had to collect, Nami, and I would very much not want to collect. That is a lot of work.
I have always paid my debts in one way or another.
Oh, and I'm sure you've been very lucky. The current wager for your survival is a mere 750 gold pieces.
I'm not surprised.
Do you know who placed that bet? I normally don't share
No.
this, you see, but I feel like the books are going to be shifting, so it won't matter much. Beauregard.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
He was very eager for your potential, Nami. Very eager. But a wager has been interfered with.
No, it hasn't been interfered with. I have done nothing to interfere. I've simply been following along, keeping a close eye. I like to watch things progress, as you know.
Nami, that's how you see it. Hells, that's how I see it. But do you think that's the word that's spreading?
According to what the dwarf said, I highly doubt it.
I've got a wager for you, Nami, and it's been so long since I've made a wager. Oh, pardon me, and he, as he bustles to sit up next to Joe, uh, you smell delicious. Do you have... And he, makes a little sipping motion.
I make him some. I offer him a bowl of soup.
He looks very
Not
disappointed.
soup.
He looks very disappointed at the soup as he looks at Joe. Like,
Oh.
you smell like you've
I
got
have
some...
no idea what you're talking
Face
about,
palm.
sir.
Nami's face palming.
Got it.
Excuse
like-
me, officer. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not an illegal substance. It's just it's hard to come by here. That's all right. You know, just always good to make acquaintance. And you're not on my books. Good. I'll remember that. But yes, it's been 233 years, 7 months, and 9 days since my last wager, Nami.
Pockets are itching, aren't they?
Oh, they're burning.
What?
Ideal, you're just now coming out. You got the jerky in hand. You.
I point to me. Me? Do I recognize this guy?
No?
Okay.
Survival ring a bell. Take that as yes. That's all I need to know. Nami, I will wager you 70 gold a day. How long do you think you can outrun him?
Define outrun.
He's going to catch you.
I know that. It's sort of inevitable, but. Oh, you know I can't resist a bet.
Think you can make it... I think you could make it a month.
A month and 6 days.
His furtive little tapping on the table stops. Thinks. Cocky. Very well. 70 gold a day that you survive. Paid up front. I have no fears that I'll be able to collect the failure. What do you offer on your side of the wager?
What would be a fair bet to you? Obviously, it has to be something you want.
I add you to my collection.
Your collection?
He just smiles. Begins his tapping again.
Well, I suppose if I don't make it that far, you really won't be able to collect me. Probably be dead. Alright, fine, we'll make it.
Reaches across, spits on his hand first, and offers to shake.
Nami spits on her own hand, reaches across, gives him a pretty damn good hand.
Out of a little pouch on his side, he produces a pretty sizable bag. Containing 252 gold. Wait, correction. I was supposed to, that's why there was a minus there. There you go.
I was about to say.
Like,
He's
like,
shortcutting
oh,
me a little bit.
we're like, wait a second, that's not how math. Oh, I hit minus instead of 0. Right. So everyone hears this loud thunk.
Oh, Nami is going to be quick to put her hand on that. And
It's heavy.
That's a lot.
One of my greatest weaknesses.
And Nami,
Yes.
do make it fun. And vanishes in front of everyone. Then you hear the little pitter patter of his feet. The door opens and closes. You think
I need to find an exchange place.
your brain clicks a few times. It's been about 15 minutes since the dwarf left.
Alright, so, everyone, this is what we're going to do.
Are you with us then?
Yes, I am, because you guys are going to be my best chances. And since apparently I'm already, what would you say?
Screwed?
No, I was going for the I'm already tinkering with the bets. I might as well put the odds in my own favor, should I not?
There.
What do we get out of it? Using us as bodyguards, so
Essentially, yes.
what do we get out of it?
I immediately ping Zealous.
That was my.
That was yeah, sure.
It was. I was trying to get to my scroll bar.
Using his bodyguards. Ping, 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 ping.
Alright.
The
I'll
girl.
help you with
by-
your
for the
little
record,
endeavor.
Now the young lady comes up with the ale finally.
And I took mine.
So we're protecting you from being added to a collection, and your payment to us is coming with us.
No, I'm going to help you with your clear issues. And
What issues? I don't have any issues.
No, not you. The Antler boy and Daddy's.
I am Union.
Yes, we know. I would hope. Is he a little slow?
No uses Union.
Anyways, but
Finger guns at door.
should,
Bang, bang, finger guns.
we should really go, as in out the back door, down the alley, and not be here.
Why not?
So those little ones that left, yeah, they're not gonna be bringing back nice people.
We are not nice people to people that threaten us.
Yeah, we can blow them up. I have at least
No.
another fireball.
The little girl is standing right there, just like, not
I would like to not cause her trauma.
too late.
We can,
Any more trauma?
More trauma.
you
And
need
listen,
guns,
I
let's
really
picture
like this place. I really like this place. I don't want to see it destroyed. I'd like to come back and gamble here one day.
Should we
I
go
like the
outside them?
sweets.
we should leave.
Well,
We are.
if you're going to be venturing with us, first things first, we gotta get you signed up with the guild.
Oh yeah, we gotta make it official.
Yes, and I need to retrieve Enigma and my elk.
Yeah, good luck with that.
What do you mean, good luck with it? I'm not leaving Enigma here.
I don't. Yeah, okay.
I don't think they would let you leave Enigma here. And while you guys are there, you can try to find a job that gets to Graffin. I am going to try to find another sword. Since we may be leaving before mine is ready.
No, it's not a sword. You can have the stagger. It's slightly average.
Can we do the talking while we go walking
Yes,
out the back door?
walkie-talkie.
Yes, walkie-talkie.
One candle goes out.
And we're leaving.
2 candles go out.
That's ominous.
No, don't look. Just out back door. Back door. Let's go now.
The little girl's over there. She's trying to grab matches and is trying to strike one of them back up. Confused. As I'm.
I will not allow harm to come to her. Or...
She'll be fine. She's not part of this. Let's go.
Am I part of this? I don't think I'm part of this.
You are now. Let's go.
So you're attempting to go out the back door.
Oh yes. Unless I know of a special secret exit.
Here? No.
Yeah.
The only thing this place is known for is its pastries.
Back door. Out the back door.
So you guys all go blundering through the kitchen as the inn is getting darker and darker and darker.
Yep.
You hear a loud whoom, and a splinter of the wood, which then, as the an actual physical wall of darkness spills past, and is slowly working its way forward. The arcane among you would be able to try and know what that is, but at a glance, it's pretty obvious. There is no scream from the little girl, but an utterance before you hear flesh on flesh. It's a darkness spell.
Okay.
As someone grabs and covers her mouth.
If Nami, I will not allow her to be harmed.
And I said she will not be harmed. She's just gonna be escorted somewhere where she's not going to get in the way or scream or cause issues, and we need to go.
Nami.
You know what?
Fuck.
Dispel magic.
That's our cover.
I don't care. I'm tired of this not seeing shit.
You wave as the darkness as Nami. You see Nami. She's there at the kitchen door, like trying to, like, come on.
Get me out.
There is an exquisitely dressed individual. Proper, like, day travel suit with gold embroidery and seems to be emeralds hemmed throughout. Very well coiffed, sharp features. Piercing, almost entirely black eyes. It's probably been a definite desire, Nami, as he has some very beautiful rings upon his fingers. There appears to be some sort of gold chain running from a latch on his vest into one of his pockets. There's no one else with him that you can see, and now as the darkness disappears, you see the girl. Something is holding her, but no vision there of it. and she is stunned little rabbit. Nami, you've wounded me.
Not intentionally.
He who drinks from the poisoned well is poisoned regardless of the intended target, no? Have you been my poison? And he reaches out, with a palm outstretched, fingers uncurling towards you. I need a wisdom save.
I'm so fucked. I'm not fucked.
There is almost a caress over your mind, a chill down your spine as you shake your head and keep control of your senses, and this sudden light bulb reminds you you take your eyes off of him altogether, very much making a point to not look at him.
Look down, don't look 'em in the eye. Sorry. No, she's very much going to look away and listen. I apologize for what I've done, which might add has
Silence.
not been anything.
Silence. Your mouth keeps moving. Everyone can see that, but he turned his hand over. In an arcane gesture, the room is now dead silent.
How weird.
She's gonna go back to trying to open that door one more time.
Oh, it's opened. You
There's
see,
no sneaking on that.
in front of all of you, he seems quizzical, like he's in thought. Nami, Zealous, Union. You all catch. He very actively mouths the words Head Start.
She's out.
And you see Nami dart out the door. And you come out of that wall of silence, and almost you're so distracted, almost run into the proprietor.
Doing that.
Dear, is everything? And she seems confused as she didn't hear you coming, or the door that just slammed and rushed wind at her, blowing out her fire. Is anyone following Nami?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah, might as well.
Stay here. Don't go in there. If someone follows us, just don't engage. Just give them a pastry and just.
She grabs a rolling pin.
No.
I love her.
No.
She grabs a rolling pin. Go on. I haven't been here this long. Go on, darling.
Thank you. I owe you. And Nami's gonna keep running.
The party rushing out after your fishy little friend. Meet into the back alley. About 40 seconds have passed. Once again, you can see faint light inside the kitchen where the old woman was, but she had rushed all of you. Like, go on, it'll be fine. I will be fine. I've got me rolling pin. And the windows go dark.
We need to keep moving.
The door doesn't open up after y'all. There's no sound. What do you do?
Yeah, like I said, get to the guild, see if we can find a decent job.
Actually, I need to do one thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Nami is going to and oh shit, does she have another?
Does she have another what?
Actually, she has a little coin bag, right?
Nami? Yeah.
Shit, I gotta do mental math. Hold on.
You see her scattering through her pockets trying to find something.
No, I'm giving. She's got. All right, we're gonna do. Ideal. I need you to hold a little bit of the money for me, please.
Fine.
And she's going to separate out 600.
Still very heavy.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, but if I at least separate out 600, I won't be encumbered. So she's gonna
And hands
separate
it
out.
to Ideal.
Yes.
There are some other ways to not be encumbered. And how you do you?
The darkness begins to work its way out.
And we're running down alleys. Well, that's what she's saying.
Okay. The destination is the guild hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
It's not long before the adventurers, Nami, grab you and sort of redirect you from your normal furtive, trying to make good escape and hide pathing, and leads you to the guild hall, place you've probably avoided fairly heavily. It's a place of structure and rules, sort of. The first thing you all know is there is not a guard stationed in front of the stables.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm doing math. The number that I gave him was a guess. I'm doing math to where it's not.
I have a feeling he's a good enough person that no matter what you handed him, he'd carry.
Yeah.
With his noodly little arms.
Look, we'll get you to the guild, and then we can get to the money changer.
Listen, I am intended
I'll lay
to
down the
walk
money changer
normal
down the
speed at least.
Well, what do y'all do? The guild is there for you. Traffic is about as normal. You're now looking into early afternoon.
Money changer.
I'll go look at jobs.
Yeah, let's get into the guild hall. I will work on getting. I will bring Nami with me, and we will get her all signed up.
Okay.
We don't have much time for this.
If you're returning with us, it's what we gotta do.
It's
I will not-
procedure.
They will not assail us in public in the middle of our guild hall.
You, sir, do not know them.
Yes.
If they are bold enough to strike at us, they will get our fangs, but they will not do so in the broad daylight in the middle of our allies.
Nami, the comment on fangs probably very humorous. It dawns on you just what kind of creature Beauregard is.
A bugbear.
Yeah, clearly.
Am I allowed to Google that?
No, it's not a bugbear.
It's not a.
No.
Fangs, dear, fangs. Doesn't want to be in the sunlight.
Oh, that took me forever to figure it out. I don't get. He still has that freaking darkness thing. That doesn't mean he can't go somewhere.
Well, that was more directed at Union, saying he'll get our fangs.
Oh. Yeah, she's not in the situation to laugh right now.
Oh.
Listen, we just need to not be in a place where he knows we're gonna be. Okay.
Your bleeding shoulder will do. The paperwork takes about 10 minutes. They got the
Dear God, she's banging her head on the fucking desk.
Thorin the dwarf the takes his time like making sure it's like okay you're adding her to which party thumbing through.
Rebels of the Vanquished, blah 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 blah.
Says here party leader is one Oliver. Where's he at?
He left us.
Huh. Like he's dearly departed or has parted from
We have
the.
no idea. He just
Okay.
up and left one day.
Duly noted. Marked missing in action. Okay. Registration fees 10 gold.
Yep.
I'll pay
Okay.
the registry.
All right. Sign here. And Nami, as soon as you're like, oh yes, finally, then he pulls the page up. And here.
Uh-huh.
And here.
Is there an express sign thing?
This dwarf gives the look of you ain't special enough, sugar.
Okay, so here, where else? Let's keep going.
I need a signature here, initial here, thumbprint here.
Uh-huh.
And stamps it. Slides you a small little guild marker for you to wear upon your clothing somewhere, your little identifier that you've noticed all of them have been wearing. Congratulations and welcome to the Adventuring Guild of Innsland. We hope that you
Yay,
have
we're
a
so
profitable
excited. Okay, where's the
time.
gold?
Thank you. I very much do not have enjoyment in my job and like to finish the speech that I have prepared and honed and crafted over the century of my service. Your interruptions are greatly appreciated.
You're welcome.
Puts the file away without breaking eye contact.
Just innocent, nervous, smiling.
Mr. Ideal, I believe you're well aware of where the money changer is.
Yep.
If you do me well to get this eyesore from before my counter, I have much work to do.
I will drag her to the money changer.
Thank you. Union, I'm assuming you're going to the stables? Or looking for the
Yes.
job? Okay. As you make your way down the stables, there is an individual in front of Enigma's stall, sitting Indian styled, in this almost meditative state, wild hair, fire, twined with leaves, branches, almost very obvious druidic or shamanic garb. And it's just sitting there. Red hair.
Red hair. Okay, they're not like a genasi.
Not literal fire now.
All right, isn't Jera's hippie cousin? All right, you approach it. Can I
She just
help you?
holds a hand up. Your beast is sleeping.
Oh, is he really?
You look down, and there is a gold emblem on her chest of the Adventuring Guild.
Oh, Union gives a little bow.
No need for that. That's not how we work here. That's how some of us want to work here. Shame. When I joined, it was about potential. Do you know what this thing has the potential to do, Paladin?
I know it is a creature of great strength. It bends reality around it.
And great malevolence.
Yes, but we are not all bound to our natures?
She smiles. No. To nature, we are wholly bound. Whether you wish to see it or not.
I am afraid I must disagree with you there. One may always change the course they are on. Be that true for any of the men and women in there, or I think for him.
I've seen what one of these can do. There's a crack on of her expression, pain. It's brief before she gathers herself. I've seen very much what they can do. I hope, Paladin of the Thandar, you're right as far as personality goes, and that it is not just playing you as a toy.
What would you have me do? Strike it down where it sleeps?
She cracks once more, her head tilting down. Just, I
Gonzalez.
a selfish me would say yes, but nature will do as it will. Gets up, walks past you. The elk's lovely, though, by the way, and walks away.
Oh, he's a good boy.
The elk is staring at you like I am not happy with this situation.
Hey, buddy. Evening goes over and like gets a carrot or an apple or something nearby and offers it to him.
Aggressive apple eating.
I have a small friend. She's quite small. It would be much less strenuous work than carrying me around, I bet, hey?
There's a sadness to his eyes, like I kind of have one purpose. He would just sadness.
More his arms, Alice. Oh, Jesus, now I'm feeling bad for my elk. But I
Like-
paid money for this demon, for the devil cat.
Yes, yes, you did.
But the elk is, it. You can tell it is bonded to you. It is loyal. It will do as you say. You know that much.
But I think. Alright, calm down, Ideal. But I think. I think I have the opportunity to do some real good with that. He nods over to where Enigma is sleeping.
There's a rustling sound, a stretch.
You would always come with me, but I think I can do something. I want it.
You're trying to
I want
persuade
to
something
show.
that is, whether it likes it or not, loyal to you.
Yeah, but it's sad.
It
It's sad.
it doesn't seem to be getting any happier. I can do some good with it. Like I wasn't doing good with you, you little shit.
No, I'm doing good to redeem it. I can show everyone that it's not evil.
At that point, one massive paw reaches over and it pulls itself up out of its stall and shakes.
One minute, but Uni goes over. Hello, Enigma.
Large,
Ignored.
large yellow eyes at you and just walks past you.
Where are you going?
And that's when you see its after images start to kick up, make it very
Uh,
hard for it to follow.
Enigma, where are you going?
Just keeps padding away. Meanwhile, is it Bella and Joe looking at jobs?
Yeah.
Um, Specifically looking for jobs by Groffin, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. There is only one at the moment that is explicitly posted, and it's not even so much on the job board. It's more up on a sort of rumor board. That the hills nearby seem to be recently afflicted with the undead, um, and that the governing body there in Groffin would pay well to anyone who might find the source of the blight and deal with it.
Well, that sounds like it's up our alley. What's the rank on it?
It's again, it's not a
Oh,
not
I'm sorry,
actually
it's not
on
an
a
actual
job board. It's just like kind of a news bulletin sort of deal.
Well, Joe, it sounds like what we're doing.
There is a small commotion at the front of the guild hall as some folks come in talking about a very large set of cats. When you catch up to Enigma, she's just sitting there sunbathing.
Hey, buddy.
Just paws crossed, head down, just relaxing. Bored and boredom in his eyes when he looks up at you.
We're going to be going soon. Very soon. We're going on a trip.
Big yawn. You're not sure if it was an actual yawn or just showing that, hey, your head fits in here.
It will be fun. There will be fish, but not that fish, but other fish you can get.
You've come outside now, Bella.
But not our fish. Bella.
Yeah. We found a job. Kinda. I mean, it's not an official job. But, I mean...
What's everyone else doing? Joe?
I'm helping Nami get money changed to
Okay. It's a 5% fee.
Oh, okay.
I heard a Joe breathe.
Yeah. I was thinking. I don't know.
Alice is hanging outside the guild.
Okay. So
Probably just sitting with her.
Okay. It takes a little while. The money is eventually exchanged up to platinum. At which point in time, your party has now gathered in the front of the guild hall.
How does Enigma react to Bella's patting?
She missed. It is still after image. As it sits there. So it's pan just kind of looks up at her like, not impressed.
Huh. Well, I'm sure he'll get more used to your pats, Bella.
All right. Any preparations?
I'll get my horse.
Okay.
Yeah, Union would.
Yeah, get steeds and all that.
Yeah, I think all the mounts would be gathered.
It's like that's all I got to prepare.
All your mounts have been fed for the day, groomed. Um, best you can tell, Zealous, who has been maintaining your horse, probably has gotten a little better at it after a couple of days of practice. Doesn't seem to have a fresh bit of flesh stuck in its teeth or anything like that.
Right, we need to figure out who's more angry, Enigma or Zealous's horse.
My
Enigma
horse isn't
yawns.
angry. We also lost a Bella.
I
Yes.
think that was a Discord thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. When you have the stream on, you don't hear beeps.
And the thing with Roll20 is
And-
it doesn't immediately.
Yep, we lost Bella.
Yeah.
So, we'll fade to black here as the party is gathering up their stuff. Some final things to attempt to do in town, and some sense of haste. As when Nami and Ideal come out, Nami, there's an alley about 300 feet away, and you see your little dwarf friend just shit-eating grin, rubbing his fingers together like rubbing two coins.
She's just gonna wave at him.
And that is where we fade to black.